How's it going today? It's your man Cham here, and today we are at round 11 of the ASR PS4 F2 Championship here in Singapore. And almost unbelievably, I'm actually on pole after the first set of qualifying laps from everyone. I'm actually looking really competitive this weekend. I don't know how, but it's happened, and well, I'm pretty grateful for it. But with that being said, we need to make the most of it. So here I am, we're out again. I'm on a second run, and this is my first lap of the second run, so it's not exactly the best lap that I could go, but it's still quicker. So after this, I thought I could go a little bit quicker actually. I mean, 41.3 is good, but it probably won't get me pole. So I decided to keep going, and well, it ended up paying off fantastically for me as I went a 140.95. Wow, what a lap! Just like Hamilton at Silverstone last weekend, I'd found nearly half a second on my final lap. So anyway, here we are. We're looking good for pole position at this point. We could, oh okay. Well, it was fun while it lasted, but prying stingrays got the upper hand on us, and low-key ruined the Cinderella story a little bit. But with that being said, it was still looking very good. No one else managed to beat my time or get into the 140s. So here I was in P2. Wow, this is my best start in ASR by far. So hopefully we could translate it to a good race result. The guys behind me were looking better on race pace, so I'm hoping that I can keep up with them. And so before we knew it, the race was here. Our mate Stingray actually let us lead the formation lap just for a bit of fun, so that was an experience that I won't forget. Managed to lead an ASR race, so here's hoping we can get a good result out of this. We are in P2. It's an opportunity that I've not had before. I've never been so high up on the grid. So hopefully we don't go too far backwards. But anyway, here we are, the moment of truth. Out comes the lights and in comes the nerves. We got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go for the round 11 of the ASR Championship. We've got a good start, but Stingray in front of us has got an even better start. And we're going to go into the inside. Stingray's missed his braking point. We're leading the race. We are leading the ASR race. Oh my god. We're actually leading a race. What? No way. Oh man, he's gone wide and we've managed to take the corner perfectly. And so here we are, coming into the second sector of the lap. I'm here in first place. We've got Niblo behind us, we've got Starlin behind him. They're both looking very racy, especially in this first part of the race. At this point, I was just taking it pretty cautiously. I didn't want to get any mistakes. I didn't want to take anyone else by accident. So here we were just taking the corners as they came, hopefully being able to keep the lead, but behind me they were looking too good. But this is ASR, and there's no such thing as a clean race. There's always some sort of drama, so out came the virtual safety car. And in came even more nerves. What could I do? Could I keep Niblo and Stylen behind me? Am I not hallucinating or something? It's crazy, I couldn't believe that I was leading. And then things got even more interesting. So, because obviously the fact that it was a virtual safety car, no one could overtake. So, because of that, we actually managed to lead a lap of ASR. Here we are, going into the final corner, and boom, there we go. I've now officially led a league race. It's the first time I've done so in a long time, actually. But anyway, in came the safety car, and out came the races again. We're here, we're trying to make the most out of it, get as big a gap behind us as possible with Niblo, and hopefully keep the lead. Last thing we need to do is sacrifice first place. But at this rate, it's looking like Niblo is going to be able to take it from us anyway. He's got the slipstream on us. He's using as much energy as possible. We're going to take the outside line, and he's going to go up the inside and put the dive on us. He's done it fantastically, but we're not going to give in there. Here we go. We're on the inside. We're going to take this corner, and we've got him. But no, he's got the better exit, and there he is. He's through on first place. Well, it was fun while it lasted, but yeah. Not everything lasts forever, and now he's in front of us. He's taken first place, where, to be fair, he rightly should be. He's a much quicker driver than me. But now we've got Styler behind us, who also is looking a lot quicker than me. So, at this point, we need to do an Alonso 2010 in Abu Dhabi, and use all of our talent, and hopefully keep him behind. But, just like Niblo, he's not looking to do that. And so, as soon as he got into the DRS zone on lap 3, he's decided to make a move on us, and he's going to put it up the inside. But he's outbraked himself, so we're able to do a bit of a switchback, get it going. We've taken the outside line, which, judging by our overtake with Niblo before, is much better. But Stalin's having absolutely none of it, so he's made a move up the inside, and he's made it stick. And that wasn't the end of it either. Things got worse pretty soon when Mazda in his Red Bull came up to the back of us as well, and well, we had a pretty poor entry into the straight and he's decided to just go for it straight away. So he's taken the outside line in coming into the next corner, and through he goes. I'm off the podium and things aren't looking very bright at this point for us. Hopefully we can keep ahead of BKXI behind us. And so here we are 3 laps later and our tyres are gone. Our Ultra Softs are really not looking good at this point, and so I've had mistake after mistake, poor traction everywhere, and now we've got an aggressive BK behind us who's made a pretty easy move on us in taking 4th place. That move essentially helped me pull the trigger on what I decided to do with my pit strategy. I ended up coming into the pits on lap 7 to put a pair of Super Softs on. At this point I was hoping that the Supers would be able to last me until about lap 22 sort of area, just so I could put the Ultras on and have another go at getting a pretty good place for the race, such as say 4th, 5th, maybe 6th. But with that being said, we had Stingray to keep us company for now. He'd had a pretty poor race. He'd actually run into trouble on the first lap and then had his wing damaged. But despite this damage, he managed to find his way ahead of us, and well, it took us a little bit of a while to get in front of him again. I mean, he's on slower tyres. We should have been going a lot quicker than him. And despite trying a fair few times, I couldn't get past him until about lap 10. So there we go. We've made the move going into the first corner. And it was pretty easy in the end. He didn't put up much of a fight. And so off we were to try and catch Silent Rain in 6th before he got into the pit stops. Of course, however, I forgot to factor in the fact that Silent Rain is not exactly the world's quickest driver. And so I caught him within about a minute of passing Stingray, and quite frankly I was not going to sit around, so I've just taken the inside of turn 18 and I've put a move right up the inside of him, and here I am. I'm in 6th place and I need to make these tyres last for about another 11 or 12 laps or so. I spent the next portion of the race in pretty much solitude actually. Like, the only times I ever overtook anyone was when people such as Dynamite and BK were pitting. They were both on separate strategies to me, and the only time I really interacted with anyone in the next few laps was with Niblo, who had just come out of his pit stop right behind me. He was able to make the move pretty quickly, and so here I was in a bit of solitude until I decided to make the move to the Ultra Softs. The only issue I really had in the whole race was being able to keep track of where my competitors were. I was racing Dynamite and BK, but I had no idea what they were doing because they were both on different strategies to me. That being said though, I did manage to get a good scrap out of Niblo for a little bit before his car was just too much for me. I got the DRS on him, so here I was. I decided to go for the overtake. I just needed to be keeping up as far as possible, but he knows what he's doing. He's a very good driver, and so he defended the inside line and didn't let me get through. So again, I was left to just grind out some good laps on my own. I had Kart Dude behind me. He was pretty close, but he wasn't putting up much of a fight, so we just really had to churn out some good laps. We got ahead of BK behind us, and mind you, he was looking very good. He'd just come out behind me, and so when I need to pit, I need to make sure I could get as much time out of him as possible. I was 10 seconds ahead, but by the end of my strategy, I had actually gone down to a 7-second lead on him, which was not good. But what was looking good was my pace on the Ultra Soft tyres. So here we are, we're in the pits, we've just put them on, and away we go into 8th place. We've come out just ahead of Grunting Tortoise, and the last thing I need, quite frankly, is for him to get in the way. Thankfully, however, getting ahead of him was light work. So we were here in 8th place, and all we had to do now was just grind out some very good laps. We were hoping to catch Dynamite and BK by the end of the race, so it would take a monumental effort to do it. Setting fastest laps like that though is always helpful. Another thing that was helpful was the fact that Stingray and Kart Dude in front of me didn't put up much of a fight in letting me through. Kart Dude was my teammate for the weekend, he was a reserve driver, and thankfully he had the presence of mind to see that I was on a different strategy, and so he let me through. And then Stingray, by the same logic, also let me through. He didn't want to put up much of a fight either, which was fantastic for me, as it just gave me 2 overtakes straight away and another 4 points. And so here we are, 6 laps from the end. We've got Dynamite 8.2 seconds in front of us, so we've got much quicker tyres than him. It's going to be hard work to get to him, but I reckon we can do it. We'll just be able to make him. BK, however, looks too far in front of us to be able to make any moves on him. At this point, really, all I could do was just grind out fast lap after fast lap in the hope that his tyres would wear off and mine would stay good. On lap 27, we'd already cut the gap down another 2 seconds, which was very good for us. We could get to him on the final lap with that sort of pace. However, word started to soon filter through to me that Dynamite had actually suffered a 10-second time penalty from entering the pits and cutting the corner. This would mean that he would end up 6th in the standings anyway, even if I didn't pass him. So, we could still get 5th place even if we don't pass him, but in reality, we need to get ahead of him anyway, because he's likely to appeal this penalty to the stewards. So our only option was to just grind out as good laps as possible. Here we are on lap 28. We've managed to cut the gap down to 5 seconds now, and, well, it's going to be very marginal. The question is, how soon will we be able to catch him? Will it be before the checkered flag drops? And will we be able to actually make a move in the time that we've got? Unfortunately for us though, our pace was starting to falter a little bit. We'd started to not gain as much time on him as we had in the past. We were still gaining quite a lot. I mean, here we are on lap 29. We're 4 seconds behind him now. But this isn't quite enough. We need to be gaining a bit more time than we are. But with that being said, he is very close and there's no one behind us, so he can just push the tyres to their absolute max limit. Unfortunately, however, lap 30, we didn't gain much time on him. We'd only managed to cut the gap down to 3.2 seconds. But our final sector is the fastest of anyone, maybe except for Niblo. But it's going to be a nightmarishly hard task to get Dynamite unless he makes some sort of mistake. He's not looking like he's going to do that. However, his tyres could well give up the ghost, especially in this sector where it's reliant on grip. Here we are, and already we can see that we've gained so much time on him. He's struggling like a pig. We're right on his back now. We are right on his back going into this final lap. What can we do from here? We've gained 2 seconds on him within the final sector alone. So here we are. We've got to put the DRS on. We've got to focus on getting him. We've gained 3 seconds heading into this final lap. That's just in the one sector alone. So we've got the car. We've got to put the perfect lap in. He's struggling like a pig. We need to get ahead of him in this DRS zone because we're going to struggle for overtakes aside from that. So we're doing all our best, and we've had a terrible entry. We've had a terrible entry to the corner, so it's compromised our exit. And, well, I think he's just managed to get enough pace to get out of that overtaking maneuver from us. We'll put the brakes on, however. Here we are. We're right behind him now. This is incredibly close. What can we do? He's made another mistake and run a bit wide. We're right on his tail. Like, it does not get any closer than this in a league race. What can we do? Stingray sets the fastest lap, but that's irrelevant to us. We don't care. We're too busy trying to focus on this. Dynamite, however, he's just trying to keep his tyres for dear life. We're trying our hardest to catch him. Our tyres are starting to go off as well, but they're on ultras. They're a lot quicker anyway. We've put the brakes on. We're literally on his tail now, heading into the final sector. We need to be able to just grind out the perfect final sector. Our last sector last lap was fantastic in comparison to his. But unfortunately, that's not a guarantee of what's going to happen now as Niblo takes the flag in a fantastic victory for him. We're using literally all of the track to try and catch him, and then some. That was not good from us. We should not be corner cutting like that. But it hasn't stopped us. We haven't got a penalty. But unfortunately for us, however, we have run out of good overtaking spots now. And so we're looking for any means possible to get through him in the last 3 corners. So unfortunately, however, we managed to botch up the last 2 where an overtake is possible. And so Dynamite's going to come through and take 5th place. But with that being said, he's still got that penalty. So we're going to take 5th on the standings for now. But unfortunately for us, he could well get that penalty reversed. It was a fantastic battle. I just wish the race had lasted for about another lap or so. It would have been well good, but in reality, now I think about it, I probably should have pitted a bit earlier. I should have pitted the lap before I did. Regardless, I thought I'd be going into Singapore with a lot less pace than I had, so it was fantastic still to get a top 5 position, and to qualify on the front row of the grid. This result had put us back into the top 10 of the Drivers' Championship, and it had put the crash counter out of business for today, which was another fantastic thing on a fantastic day. Anyway, it's been your man Cham, and I will see you next time.